Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Pod Fruit One Piece Through New Eyes. On today's episode, we'll be discussing Volume 30, titled Capriccio. Volume 30 covers chapters 276 through 285. I am the host, Michael, and with me, as always, we have our One Piece rookies, Dylan and V.
Hello, hello. I feel like usually you say V and Dylan, or am I?
Yes, I definitely do. I did that intentionally. I was curious if
getting a
anyone
little jealous.
No, it's not jealousy. It just threw me off. It was giving like Uncanny Valley. I was like, wait, something isn't quite right. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, don't forget to check us out on social media, and we would love to have you in our Discord for all the latest announcements, information, and fun. On Twitter, we are at PodPodFruit. Instagram, it's PodPodFruit, and our Discord is linked in the description. We would also love it if you gave us a follow and a review. Let us know what you like or what you don't. We love feedback. So, before we get started, anything you guys want to address here? This is your forum.
9/11 was an inside job.
Oh my god, Dylan. Stop it right now. You can't...
Jet beams can't melt fuel...
Fuel beam.
All right, well, with that, let's begin. Wiper, despite being badly beaten, continues the confrontation with Inaru, driven by his ancestors' legacy, but he is struck down. Zoro also attempts to attack Inaru, but is incapacitated by a massive electrical attack. Nami accepts Inaru's offer to go with him. Canis races to warn the Skypian citizens about Enel's plan to destroy the island, facing disbelief and attacks from the White Berets, but she urges evacuation. Nami is taken aboard Inaru's massive flying golden ship, the Arc Maxim, followed by Luffy, Isa, and Pierre. Luffy confronts Inaru and discovers that his rubber body makes him immune to Enel's lightning attacks, giving him a unique advantage in their battle. Inaru counters this with the use of mantra. Luffy's arm is encased in a giant ball of gold due to Inaru's powers and is subsequently thrown off the ship. Usopp and Sanji awake from their injuries and pursue the Arc Maxim and Nami. The two infiltrate the ship, causing damage to the interior in the process. Sanji is badly electrocuted and defeated, but Usopp, Nami, and Sanji manage to escape the ship. On Angel Island and in the Shandia villages, the inhabitants evacuate as Enel's thundercloud threatens the islands below. Luffy realizes Inaru is flying to the Golden Bell at the top of the stalk and plans to run up and meet him. That is our summary of Volume 30 here. 30 volumes, guys. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Let's go!
I do also want to give a shout out to our listeners. We recently passed a 100 follower threshold. So thank you so much for supporting us, for listening to our sometimes incoherent ramblings. Yeah, shout out to you. At some point in the future, we're gonna do something, re-record introductions with a 100 follower twist type of deal, something to celebrate. And it'll be a lot of fun. It'll just be about us and hanging out and having fun. So look forward to that. Also, one thing in the summary I did want to point out, I used Inaru and Enel. Maybe you listeners are already well aware, but there is one of many translation kind of bugaboos with that. So, pardon me if I flip-flop on that. I don't think they're going to be too mad. Anyway.
No.
Furious.
V276.
Alrighty, so the intro image story. It looks like Ace is a little unhappy to have been misled by this doctor's name. Poor guy. I don't think that the doctor he doesn't deserve a kick right in the fucking face. But I do appreciate Ace's dedication in trying to find the man.
Anyone with a black beard, it's on site.
That's it. You're done.
Yeah, it's Luffy's older brother. He's not too bright.
That's very true. Also, the guy at the bottom right corner of the screen has the same haircut as Helmeppo. Fucking loser. No, actually, I was gonna say no offense to Helmeppo stands, but actually, full offense to Helmeppo stands. First of all, how dare you? Second of all,
Kobe and the homie are coming back, and they're gonna do it in a big way. That's all I gotta say.
Kobe is one thing. Helmeppo is another entirely.
Hey. From what we've seen, he's dedicating himself to change, and that is something I can respect.
That's so important. Yeah, hell yeah, Dylan. Hell yeah,
okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong as far as that's concerned. I will, however, say that he is still ugly as sin, and that is all.
You heard it here first, listeners. To be, it's all about looks.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter your personal journey. You're gross.
I get such a bad rap hanging out with you guys. What did I do to deserve this?
Nobody's rapping you. You rapping. You're the rapper.
Your words.
As we begin this new volume, I really appreciated Oda's ability to take a beat to let the reality of the situation set in. He doesn't throw us right in the fire with full-on action from the start. He takes the time to establish how the characters are reacting, what damage all of this has caused, and again, I thought that was a really good display of his talent as far as pacing goes. Wiper is looking rough as fuck after he's unleashed his dial last time, but still he has the strength to proverbially stand up to Enel, even though he's on his knees when he tells him to not use his name in vain at the bottom of page 3, as if it was soiled every time Enel spoke it. I thought that was a nice touch.
Don't fucking talk to me. Or my son.
Keep my name. Keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
That's exactly it. Page 4 offers us some more lore about the city and how it was overtaken, and then at the top of page 5, we get a really solid Wiper panel as he stands up. He's battered, he's bruised, but he is not giving up as he's saying, "You're the only thing that stands in my way." Enel doesn't take kindly to this affront, though, and hits Wiper with his baton at page 5, at the bottom of page 5, making him hit the ground once more. But that is absolutely nothing as compared to what unfolds over pages 6 and 7.
It's a bird.
It is a bird, yeah. After having admitted to Wiper that he hurt him when he used the sea prism, Enel taps his taiko drum, which I kind of liked seeing the drums actually being used as drums. I thought that was cool. They're not just for show. I was like, huh, okay, they actually serve a purpose.
Fucking Neil Peart over here.
Oh no.
Oh, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Neil Peart, the best drummer of all time. Let's be real. Yeah, and so he unleashes the 300 million volt Hino bird zap on him. We get a decent view of it at the bottom of page 6, but I really enjoyed the different perspectives that were shown at page 7 as the attack sort of advances on Wiper before it collides into him at the bottom of the page. It's we see it getting closer, we then see Enel's face, Wiper's face, and then the actual crash into his body. Over pages 8 and 9, Zoro jumps into action to try to pick up the shoe that fell from Wiper's foot. What are they called again?
Sea prisms? Or are you talking about the dasher skates?
Yeah, the half moon shade
skates.
I call them dasher skates. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they give them an actual name.
I don't know if they have a proper name.
Because we know that they have a dial in them.
Skates.
Yeah, right. But okay, so they weren't given any specific name, but they do have a dial in it.
I don't know that Zoro's trying to pick up his shoes, is he?
No, yeah, he's picking up the hill where the sea prism was in it.
Yeah. He picks it up.
Oh. Where?
So page 8, middle.
Right middle.
Yeah, right middle panel. He picks it up from the ground.
Oh, I thought that was his sword hilt.
He says that the sea prism is in there. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, I see. Okay, that makes sense.
But as he's picking that up, he gets intercepted by Enel's lightning beast kitten attack. I
It's actually Kaiten.
Okay, yeah, but it's also a cat.
I think it's a wolf.
Is it? Anyway, it looks
wolf-like to me.
Okay, you're right. Because I interpreted that as maybe not a misspelling of the word kitten, but it indicated to me as though it could be feline.
Stylistic thing.
But, okay, chitin. Okay. So, anyway, he gets intercepted by that attack, which, as much as I hate him being harmed because he's my baby, I thought page 9 was very well drawn. I like seeing the close-up on his face as the attack inevitably approaches. The way the lightning beast looks like it's biting down on him and holding him with one paw, and then the super distorted panel of him with his neck super stretched out at the bottom of page 9.
Crazy.
That's it's just cool. It looks cool. Hate that he's getting hurt. Love the way in which he is getting hurt.
With the amount of voltage present, he'd probably crack his teeth.
Oh yeah, can you imagine?
He's got really good teeth.
Ugh. So, yeah, then we get another great Wiper moment over the next couple of pages as Wiper manages to stand back up again, and Enel sort of waxes poetic about how useless it is and asking him why he's standing. And at page 12, Wiper answers his question at the top half of page 12 as he says, "For my ancestors," looking super epic, but also low-key on the very precipice of death. Like, the man is about to die. Like, there's blood dripping from his mouth. Eyes are empty. His whole body is bruised. You see, like, blood on his bandage. Like, boy is not looking good. But he's...
And in a way, he's looking great.
Oh, exactly. In a way, he is looking great. Like...
It's, like, beautifully, artistically
Absolutely.
well drawn.
That was a really, really good Wiper panel. For sure. We are very briefly taken into a flashback, but right before we're given an answer about why the great warrior Calgara wanted to take the land back, more lightning befalls onto Wiper, thus kind of ending the flashback here. And seemingly this leaves Nami alone to confront Enel at page 15. I really enjoyed the art in the middle of page 16. It's super sad to see them all KO'd, but I really like the way all of these shots are drawn. Like, they're heavily shaded in, they're showing us the impact of Enel's power, and it's another moment in which it seems the reality of the situation is setting in, as Nami is the only one that's actually able to carry a conversation with Enel at this point. But, like, shit's bad. This is a really good way to say shit's bad.
Those would make great game over, like, screens.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's true. And yeah, page 17, listen, I don't blame Nami one bit for telling Enel that she'd follow him. In my mind, she just bought everyone more time, which I think, as we progress through this volume is accurate. I think that is the only thing that was logical for her to do in that moment. Not only for self-preservation, but for the benefit of their mission, of the whole crew, of, like I said, just buying more time. That was the perfect way for her to react.
If there's anything she could possibly do, it's not going to be right here, or probably electrocuted.
Exactly. Like, I guess I was trying to get ahead of anyone that might say that this is, like, cowardly or whatever. No, it's not. It is strategic. It is smart. It is the only thing that she could reasonably have done in that moment. So, like...
Yeah, it's very brave.
Wrong, she's just self-servicing.
No, she's actually not.
Nope.
You're wrong.
Anyway, and yeah, so as the chapter ends, we're back to Angel Island. From my understanding, in this moment, Conus is trying to reach them to warn them, as the White Berets are looking for her and her father, because they're considered to be fugitives still at this point. That does change as we go through the rest of this volume, but this is where we're at this time. And then I just had a quick note on the SBS.
Oh, the Squadron's back.
Yes,
Yeah,
Squadron. Love the
that.
Squadron. Yeah, so the SBS is actually about how the poneglyph has Panda Man written in Japanese in it, and I just thought that was fun because when we started this journey, this podcast, Michael has sort of given us a heads up that Panda Man would be kind of a recurrent character that you can find in different scenes, blah blah blah, and I just thought that it was clever that in that moment he integrated it as part of the poneglyph, right, rather than like the
freak.
drawing of him. I just thought that was cool.
Just the idea, it's like, I'm going to put something in here to see if anyone pays that close attention. Then
Yeah,
someone does,
and
like,
someone
oh,
did.
Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah.
There will always be someone who
Yes.
is that, dare I say, autistic.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's a fandom thing. It's a fandom trait. Like, I think people who get really engrossed into any sort of work of fiction will start really paying attention to the smallest things that the people who actually make it don't think that the people will pay attention to. So, yeah,
Right.
Creators be warned.
You cannot make a mistake.
No.
Any mistake
And it will be called
you make-
out, and you will have to either find an explanation or admit that you fucked up. But yeah, that is what I had for 276. Dylan, your turn.
Oakley doke. Intro image is fun. The big dial, like, don't use my name in vain. I was kind of like, Wiper, like, I get it. This is a big emotional moment for you at the same time, but like, god damn, get off your own dick, dude.
A little bit,
Like,
yeah.
that's a
little
way
bit.
God complex gonna be. It's like, I'm the ultimate warrior. No.
You look like you might be on death's door, brother.
Have you ever heard the saying, live to fight another day? You might want to take that into a little bit of account. And then you get the fucking classic big bad monologue about the futility of resisting. Yeah. It's like, okay. And I love the detail I like is Enru's clap back. It's like, I finally made it. This is my ancestors' land. I'm the first one to reach it in 400 years. Bottom of 4, left panel. You see Enru kind of like contemplating and looking down at his feet. Because he's like, oh, you're throwing this whole monologue. Wait, no, you're thinking about a sea prism. It's in your foot. Mm-hmm. And then, bam, knocks it. I like that little detail because it's like, oh, he keyed in on it.
I didn't think of anything of that, but that's, yeah, okay. Yeah, he starts spinning his little staff and just bam. Yeah. That's all he's thinking about right there.
Yeah, because I think with the mantra is like you can read his intentions, and it's like, oh, you're throwing this big monologue, thinking you're distracting me. No, you're going to try and kick me with the sea prism. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. And then I do really like the fact that the drums are like containing some of his big attacks, and I don't know if in like the culture or religion that it's supposed to represent, like if that's a thing, like these drums are meant to like contain powerful spirits or something like that.
Do you remember our discussion about I think it's Raiju?
Yeah, that god.
Raiju.
Yeah, it's a god that has those, but I didn't know if it was like part of the culture. It was like, oh, these drums like.
He's also the god of lightning, and I think it has to do with the thunder aspect of it.
Well, that makes sense. Like the vibration
Thor
of the
striking
drum.
his anvil is the thunder,
right? Yeah. And in that case, like the drums might be kind of a way to express the same sound as lightning.
And that's a fascinating thing to look at how like all ancient cultures interpreted things like lightning and thunder differently, but are very, very similar at the same time. You know, it's the thing in Japanese culture, like their homes were made from wood for a extremely long time. So a lightning strike could take out a whole village easily. So I'm assuming it's something to be like feared. The art I do like on 7 when Wiper's getting hit. It's not so much he's like being impacted. It's like the creature made of pure electricity is passing through him. That's a cool touch. I like that a lot. And the way that he kind of is showing like everyone who's getting hit, you're seeing like how electricity does kind of like strain you by taking all your muscles and like tightening them to their tightest ability. Because like you see it on Wiper on 8 at the top, you see his neck straining and the veins popping. You'll see it on Zolo later. But I like Zolo instantly keying in. He hears sea prism, sees him attack his foot. He's like, fuck, that's what I need. And that's also an interesting thing. He knows of them now. He's seen how Smoker has used his. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering, when the fuck is Zolo just going to get a sword forged out of a sea prism? That seems like the next logical step. It's like, okay, now he can handily
That
fight.
would be OP and also amazing, and please, I hope it happens. I really do.
I mean, we already see them being used in weapons through Smoker. Even if it's like super small, you can crush it up and then smelt it with the iron and have it an alloy that has bits of it in there. It'll still maybe not like instantly knock them out, but you can start blocking Devil Fruit attacks.
Actually be somewhat effective against them,
Yeah, I mean, he still managed to beat Devil Fruit users, but now it's like, no, he's on an even playing field, even though he's just immortal and doesn't have powers.
Well, one can assume that it's only going to get more, like, these powers are only going to get more powerful, right? Like, this is as low as it's going to be, kind of, is what I'm thinking, because we're still so early on, and...
I could feasibly come up with an argument that Inaru, was specifically... like leagues ahead power-wise than a lot of people, but Luffy 1 has a unique counter to him.
Oh yeah, we get into probably in the second half of this.
I think we even talked about it last episode. We were like, oh, who's going to be able to beat him? It's like, it's going to have to be Luffy. He's made of rubber.
Yeah, he's made of rubber. Yeah.
Well, and then again, bottom of 9, seeing again like the intense strain that it puts on your muscles being electrocuted. Fun to see, and the shading. We touched on it several times. When the shading switches to that style of shading, you know, oh, it's serious now. It's not goofy anymore. And then Wiper again stands up. And for my ancestors, that was a cool beat. It's kind of like gives you a little bit of Norse vibes. Kind of also gives you like again like this theming like Native American, indigenous peoples vibes.
Ancestry is very important to them. It carries through like their storytelling, their customs. Like it permeates everything that they stand for, and I feel like that's a good show of that.
So I did like that. That was a fun beat. And then I'm very curious. It's like, oh, okay, we get the reveal. It's like, oh, Great Warrior Kalgara did it for other reasons. It's like, all right, well, what was it? Now I'm curious to see what his other reason for wanting to take the land back.
We got blue-balled.
And then it's a nice shot on 14 of El Thor. Still going to stand behind El Thor being a fucking dumb name.
It actually
it's
is
like,
super dumb.
The Thor. The fuck?
You don't need the article "the."
Yeah, just say Thor's hammer.
Or like
That
why
works.
Thor's elbow.
Like I understand why they're making comparison to Thor because of the nature of that Nordic god.
Of course.
Makes sense.
That
Why
Nordic
L Thor?
god in particular, but like yes, L is completely unnecessary.
Or give me the Norwegian word for "the" and then throw Thor
Right.
after. That would fit a little better.
But I am El tired.
I'm
We'll take him out.
tired. Then fire the L Thor. And then I will agree. Nami kind of looking around, seeing everybody defeated, and it's like a distraction. Take me with you. Hopefully someone will come behind and see him here and treat to him. But yeah, I'll go with you. Let's not give you the chance to double tap and make sure everyone's actually dead. Because as we know in this universe, pretty goddamn hard to kill somebody. unless you're that one mountain bandit that just got fucking absolutely laid out by Fat Boy.
He's
dead as fuck.
Like not dead, but like dead. You know,
yeah,
like...
we saw brain matter come out of the side of his head. And of course, Enru not even, like, I think this is a moment of his arrogance, because with Mantra, he could read people's intent. He doesn't even bother to do it with Nami. It's like, oh, there's no way you'd be trying to think of anything else.
That's true. That's actually such a good point, Dylan, because he's like, oh, this person agrees with me? Why even bother using my mantra to tell whether or not they're being honest? Because it flatters his ego. Because
yeah, it's like, there's no way to be scheming.
Is for his ego to be stroked in the right way. And because Nami is giving him that, he's like, okay, I'll take her word for it. That is actually such a good observation.
If she flips on him, he's probably thinking, like, I'll just kill her.
Yeah, I'm reading this like arrogance is like, oh, you wouldn't dare to scheme against you because I will fucking kill you. Like, you would not risk your own life. And then 18, you see Conus, whatever, dude's daughter.
Conus O'Brien?
I saw the terrible late night show host. I saw the onomatopoeia for the boat, toot toot toot, and that's me in the mornings.
You mean your farts?
He's talking about his sleep apnea.
Oh no, wait.
But no, that's more like more accurate.
God, you hurt yourself.
Listen, the thing is, it's not actually unlike what I've heard.
Yeah. And then we got the white berets going around. They'll be like, oh, they're enemies of the state. And all the people are like, I don't want to get near them because, motherfucker, the area effect. I ain't trying to get close. Like, I'll be like a mile away. I'm like, they're over there. Get them. You can get close to them. SBS is, and like Hesso, like it's later in the volume, the SBS is like, Hesso means belly button in Japanese. So these motherfuckers just walk around like, fuck yeah, dude, belly button. Let's go.
Belly button.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
Dylan's throwing up rock on devil horn.
I mean, that's what their salute is. They just put it behind their head.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
And it's just like, that's ridiculous. And I paid attention to the SBSs this volume. There's a lot of good shit in the SBSs this volume.
There are a few, I've noted a few on my end also, yeah.
Yeah, but that is all I have for this chapter.
All right, 276. Love the intro. I don't know if funny is the word I would use here, but there's certainly some humor to it. I feel bad for Dr. Blackbeard. He shouldn't have had a black beard.
He's a victim of his name, of his legacy.
Yeah. All right. So this whole intro scene where they're trying their best to take him down, Wiper and Zoro specifically, was very emotional. The emotions were very intense throughout. The whole thing was really cool stuff. I thought that this whole sequence was great. When he broke the skate, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't really register the sea prism stone stuff, so I'm going to give you another shout out for the call out on that. And
I'll be paying attention and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You called out how he taps on his drum, and he also says, "But you picked the wrong opponent." I took that down as a quote that I liked. It's showing that self-confidence that, I mean, if you were to use one word, is it one word? I think it would be one word to describe Enel. It would be self-confident or even cocky.
Yep, I would agree.
Page narcissistic.
7, the bottom of that's super cool. Yeah, narcissistic's another good one. Page 7, we've all called it out. Great stuff. The lightning is always well done. We've mentioned that these kind of effects type things is one thing that consistently impresses across a lot of the story we've read so far. And then the end of it with Nami, I think the way it's drawn, the way the dialogue is written, it certainly nails this hopeless vibe. I feel kind of similarly to how I think Nami would feel just looking and reading through all of this. It is just so well done. I did write self-preservation queen. I don't think that she's actually really just
It's
doing
not
it for sheer
just for that.
self-preservation.
It's not just for that, but it is part of it, and I don't blame her for that.
She knows she stands no chance. I think she's self-aware queen, really. And then, yes, this is going to be a common theme. You guys will hear me echo this a couple times, but the pace of some of the Skypiea Shandian stuff, I just didn't quite take to it. I didn't enjoy it all that much. I felt like it was slow. It was oddly paced, it was inserted in odd places, and I just don't think the stakes really hit from all that. Like, I know they're trying to escape their home. There's definitely this looming threat. But again, during all of this, all I want to see is what's happening with Enel, Luffy, Nami, all of that. And those scenes very frequently, while I understand more or less why they're there, they just didn't grip me like everything else in the volume.
I understand what you're saying. I feel like it's still... to me, its relevance is kind of, it's showing us what it means to the average person, or like just the person that just happens to live there, that is going to suffer the consequences of whatever does happen to, like, decisions are being made or events are happening at a much larger scale than they are ever able to influence or have a word in about. And that kind of gives us a highlight of how does this thing that's happening at a higher level than they are actually affect them in tangible ways. But I understand what you're saying. In terms of the pacing, sometimes it does feel clunky. It feels as though they're just trying to slide something in just for the sake of giving us an update. And maybe they could have kept that as like, okay, well, we're gonna just do a whole chapter that's gonna be about just the way the Shandians deal with it.
Or like half of 2 different chapters.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So I understand what you're saying, but I do feel as though it's not irrelevant to add how it affects the quote unquote like regular citizen of Skypiea, because I feel like ultimately that is what it's about. Like, that's what Enel aims to destroy or take down, is he just wants this world to collapse in the end for his own benefit. And how is that going to affect the lives of the people that just happen to live there? But I get what you're saying. Yeah,
that's all I had. 277, go ahead, V.
Alrighty. So, not much to say here about the intro image story. Ace gets thrown in the river for being a nuisance, which is fair. Admittedly, he is handsome, but he is also a nuisance. I feel like we get a actually really good shot of Konas at the bottom of page 2 as she arrives on the shore of the island.
She's looking very warrior-like.
She's looking like she is there for a reason, and she will not back down. She's determined. She's full of purpose in this moment, and I really appreciate that from her, because I feel like it's something that we have seen throughout from her, but this is like, I am here. And I'm actually not to be messed with in this specific moment. But still, as she arrives, the White Berets don't seem too pleased to see her. Page 3. I kind of love seeing Nami dragging the waver behind her at the bottom of page 3. Like, it's giving a child with their favorite plush toy. Like, just dragging it behind her. Like, I'm not letting go of this.
Or even like a big wheel. Sometimes you just gotta drag them motherfuckers.
Yeah, pedaling that bitch uphill.
Yeah.
And my comment there was, hopefully it'll come in handy, which it does come in handy. But I just like that she's like, no, this is mine, and I'm keeping it.
Yeah, well, the fact that you said that, and I was like, this is my favorite, that kind of does ring really hard.
Yeah, she actually says out loud, this is my favorite. And I'm like, yeah.
Have I showed you my wave yet? It's my favorite.
This is my wave.
It's my
favorite.
You can't play with it, though. It's mine.
It's fine. But well, you can pretend.
Oh, you can watch me play with it.
Exactly. Yeah, so over the next couple of pages, we're finding out that the Ark that was referred to previously is actually a flying ship that runs on lightning, and we get a great 2-page panel on 6 and 7. It looks super intricate with, like, its multiple propellers, oars lining up the bottom deck, and that, like, huge face at the top, which looks like it would be made of solid gold, which is difficult to tell in the manga just because we do not get the color of it.
I think it is about the damn near the best interpretation of gold through black and white.
It looks
it lets you know it's a metal.
Exactly the way it's drawn, it does look like it's metal, and just you can tell even without color. But I would have liked even more to see it in color, just to be able to get like that contrast or that confirmation, right? But yeah, like that is honestly a great 2-page spread. It also gives us a sense of like perspective and how big it actually is as compared to them. Like, and you know, in terms of the story also, I feel like it's relevant to give that arc its due introduction, because it is important to the story. I also really enjoyed, again, I don't know what it is about these sequences in particular, but they always grab me. The sequence over pages 8 through 10, where we see the giant serpent's eyes open, seemingly with the shape in each of them, and then we zoom in to see that it's Luffy and Isa. I love when all of the storytelling is made simply through the drawing, where you don't need any words. It just, the images themselves tell the story of what's happening. I thought that was clever. I thought it made me smile. You know, it makes sense that there's no dialogue because they're like from inside of of the head of the snake, essentially, so you can't really hear anything.
I quite like it.
Yeah,
too.
and we can just sort of focus on the scene unfolding before our eyes. And inside the giant serpent's eyes, obviously. When we see Isa and Luffy arguing at the top of page 10, it's still quiet because they're still inside the serpent. Like, I thought that was super clever. That was super fun. I really, really liked it. And then they're finally out. Luffy is clearly thrilled about this, as we see at page 12, and Isa realizes sort of where she is. Ugh. Isa breaks my heart in so many ways. She is such a good character, but I will say, and it doesn't happen very often, but in this moment, specifically at pages 14 and 15, Luffy kind of breaks my heart when he sees the destruction that was left in Enel's wake. And like, I don't know, like the dialogue made me feel all weird. Like when he first picks up Zoro by the shoulder and says, "Hey, what are you doing?" It's almost like a child that doesn't realize what is actually happening.
Mama, wake up.
He's almost exactly. He's almost expecting it. He's almost expecting it to be a joke or a prank that's being pulled on him. And then he says, "With you here, how could this happen?" And I don't see this specifically as him blaming Zoro for what happened, but rather like disbelief.
Yeah, it's like nothing could be powerful enough to take
like,
you
exactly.
and everybody
what
else
do you
out.
mean? This absolute beast of a warrior wasn't able to handle Enel.
Damn, Zolo, I didn't realize you're a pussy.
There's like, no, shut up. But there's so much respect and so much, I would say almost like reverence. Like he trusts.
He loves that man.
They actually do love each other so much, but like there's so much respect and so much trust for Zoro's ability to make things happen and to defend the Straw Hats and to step up. And it's like, it's not that he doubts that ability of Zoro's, it's that he's like, oh my fucking god, like whatever went against him must be so powerful for him to not be able to confront it properly, you know? Like, yeah. So anyway, that was, it kind of made me feel things.
No, I'm with you. I absolutely love that. It's very emotionally, like low-key, very emotional. It's
super emotional. And then at page 16, it's followed by Isa seeing Wiper. And I was like, no, this is too sad. She sees Wiper like in the bottom of the pit. She's crying. She's like, basically she jumps down to where he is. She has her little hands on his chest. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's actually heartbreaking. And then, so at the very bottom left of page 16, you see Robin's shape kind of stir, and we get a better look at her at the top of 17. She's clearly injured, but she's still alive, which bodes well-ish for the others. And she tells them that Nami was taken and that Enel intends on destroying Skypiea. And I've kind of spoken to that in, I think, the previous chapter or the one before that. I like seeing, in this case, Luffy physically holding up Zoro and then Robin. Like, to scoop someone up in your arms is not something that you would do if you didn't care for them. And while Luffy doesn't express his affection towards his crew at all,
At least not in a traditional
Right,
sense.
it shows in those moments. And I think I remember this being the case when Zoro scooped up Chopper and Robin in one of the previous chapters, where he's like physically gathering them against him and like wanting to protect them, and then we see Luffy doing something similar, and I feel like that's significant. Like, I feel like our little rubber boy is like autistic but his affection cannot help himself from showing his affection in that way, specifically in those moments. And then, yeah, even in the middle of page 17, he tells Robin to take it easy. Like, he's fully cognizant in this moment of the way that either of them are, like, physically, how injured they are, and how, like, yeah, his affection and his worry and concern for them really shines through in these panels, and I really, really like that. And then, yeah, middle of 17... Also, Pierre is crying as he's looking down on Ganfar, and like, I can't.
Aww.
I can't. It was so sad. Like, they're all so worried for their loved ones. Like, Isa with Viper, yeah, Luffy with Robin and Zoro, and then Pierre with Ganfar. I was like, okay, this is hurting my soul a little bit. Like, hurting it, but also like, what a beautiful display of affection and love and concern, right? And that's all you can aspire to in life, is to have people that will care for you that much. And I don't know, it's kind of beautiful. Anyway, I'm a big sap. The chapter ends on kind of a brief look at what is happening on Angel Island. Isa is confirming that she can hear two voices on the island thanks to her being able to access her mantra again. And Luffy, resolved as ever, is asking her to take him to them. And it's like, at like that last panel at the bottom of 19, like, he is fucking gonna handle these. Like, he is so ready to lay it down.
He has not encountered Enel or Inaru at
I don't
this point,
think
right?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, just that was a good end to this chapter. And then the SBS, I did like the tidbit on the dance powder and sort of where that idea originated from. And I'll be honest, I was not familiar with silver iodide before.
This is how I learned about silver iodide as well. Yeah.
So yeah, the more you know. And that's what I had for 277. Dylan, your turn.
Intro image is funny. I'm assuming these townspeople don't understand how devil fruit works, because essentially they just murdered this man because he can't,
or they don't care.
Yeah, that's true. And it's kind of like salt in the wound because he's a fire devil fruit user. So it's like,
yeah, right.
Like, he can't swim, so he's going to drown, but in the element that's made to defeat him.
It's even worse, yeah.
Yeah.
Although at the same time, he does have like a cool ass like fucking skateboard thing. He does pop shoves over fleets and burns them to crisps.
It's a small boat, but yeah, I hear you. He kickflips his boat.
Yeah.
What a fucking Chad.
It's like those sailboat, like it's not kite surfing, but wind surfing.
Yeah.
Where they have the big sail on them.
Yeah.
Basically that. But he powers it with fire.
Mm-hmm. No, I love his ship. It's super cool.
Yeah. And the fact that he did a fucking gnarly laser flip as he killed everyone. That's when Scott should have been playing. Kind of showing up was a fun scene. I like the bow as well. Seeing the bow is cool.
Yeah.
I just like seeing that. I don't know why.
It's giving Cupid. It's giving little cute cherub a little bit with the wings.
You're just saying that because of the wings.
With the wings.
Oh no, that's like an English.
I'm just saying with the wings.
That's an English longbow.
It's like a little fun bow that makes people fall in love.
Yeah, Cupid's bow is like that big. It's like, pew, you're in love. It's not gonna last.
Ouch. That hurt me. That actually hurt me, Dylan.
Same, sister. And then the reveal of the Arc Maxim. Fucking love it. Screams Final Fantasy so hard. Because if you look at like the early designs of like the early Final Fantasy airships, big time. Like the propeller at the front where it's got the 3 stages, huge Final Fantasy theming.
The face feels very Final Fantasy.
I think there's actually, is it Final Fantasy? No, Final Fantasy V, you actually have to like fight a giant airship, and I'm pretty sure it has a face. Because it's a flying city, but you have to fight the airship defense first before you can get into the city. It's fun fight, tough, but Final Fantasy is great. Oh, retro Final Fantasy are fucking awesome.
They're hard, though.
Final Fantasy Tactics, been playing the remake of that. Shit slaps. I've had to grind so hard in that, and I fucking love it.
That game is also very hard.
Are you saying you like grinding hard, Dylan?
Yeah. I love a good grind. Might be a bit of a hot take. The whole giant snake interaction is just there to be a comedic beat, I could have done without it. Because there's other comedic beats that we get later that are way better, where this one's just like, like you could have just had the mouth open and then fall out of it. But all right, that's all I need.
I think you're both right. I think it is kind of what, why, but also it's well done.
Well, for me, it's the eyes that throw me off. The fact that they're like, oh, we just walked far off from the head, but now we're just in its eyeball. That's not how that fucking works.
No, it's not how it works.
All.
And honestly, if it was, it would be super fucking freaky. But also, I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun.
It's a manga. It's a goofy bit. Me, it didn't land.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Luffy, like the almost 2-page spread of I'm out, Luffy as fuck, did like that a lot. That for me, that could have been the whole comedic bit, is seeing them fall out and him do that immediately. I'm like, yeah, that's my boy.
But I like the build up to it. I get what you're saying, but yeah.
That bit in, what is it, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he's like, point at the TV, that's that right there. For me, it's like, oh, there he is! And then I like seeing, like, Luffy's like, oh, wow, there's a huge hole. And then, top left of 14, you see, like, the realization is like, oh, shit, those are my homies down there. It doesn't say anything, just jumps off the building and goes to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, doesn't talk to Isa for nothing. He has to.
Yeah, it doesn't say, nope. Yeah, like that a lot. And again, the whole Zolo, hey, what are you doing? How could this happen? You were here. Like, nothing can easily defeat you like this. And I will admit, the bottom of the page, I thought Gamefer has a cloak. I thought he was just laying in a pool of blood, and I was like, oh, he might actually be cooked. Like, he might actually be dead. That's a lot of blood. I was like, oh, that's right, he's got a cape. And I also felt a little weird with Isa being so concerned about going down to Wiper, because they've shown us in the past that she was absolutely mortified of him. She scared the shit out of him because he was always so angry. And I think that's part of, like, her being as skilled with the mantra as she is. She could always feel that he was on the edge of snapping. Like, a violent outburst was always on the edge. And that's why she was scared of him so much. So this level of concern is surprising to me. But it's not too much at the same time. It's like, hey, yeah, he's the brass asshole.
It's one of her people.
Yeah, this is like our chance to fight back. This is our best chance at it.
Yeah, so. Exactly. I don't think she knows anyone stronger than him.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like, I've never seen it, but anyone who has, is probably like watching your dad get his ass kicked in a fight. That's probably like, oh, fuck. And then Robin is still, like, her language in this volume tells you that she's still kind of sitting back with the crew. And now I'm getting curious to, like, how long is that going to last? Because she's not referring to anybody by their names. The navigator, the swordsman, long nose guy, the doctor. She doesn't, the rubber man, she doesn't call anybody by their names. She's still very much keeping a big distance between them. And I think,
realistically, how long has it been since she's joined them?
Probably less than a month. You're talking about, like, in time? I can only imagine it's been less than a month.
Less than a month, but still, that's like every day, every moment of every day.
That's true. It's a learned behavior.
Yeah, well, I think it's how she defended herself, was to always keep distance.
To her benefit, she has in the past had to associate with people that maybe she didn't really feel as though she could trust, or she has learned to put up a front as part of, Baroque works, and maybe that those are just habits that are difficult to break.
That's why I'm curious, because it's a defense mechanism for it. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to get attached, so when shit goes south, I can just leave.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. And I don't think that there's any malice there. I think that's her. That's her, like said, her sense of self-preservation.
But it just makes me curious. It's like, I wonder to what extreme it has to be pushed for her to finally drop that wall. And be like, no, actually,
we might find out. I don't know.
And then she kind of lets off. It's like, no, he's going to destroy everything. Like, we need to go. And then you get Isa being like, oh, I can tell where they're headed because there's only 2 voices I can hear right now, and they're over here. And then Luffy being like, all right, take me. I got shit to handle.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, SPS was cool. I liked, again, this SPS kind of shows the amount of, like, research Oda does. Because somebody asked about the remaking shit, and it's like, no, like, actually, someone did come up with the device. It just never got fully produced, because it would work, but the thing is, to make it work, it just costs so much fucking money that it's not worth doing. And, the Wimbledon tennis match thing, the way I talked about it, I was like, oh, holy shit, that's fucking crazy. I didn't know that was actually something they do. And you've heard, like, theories about
such a British thing,
like with like hurricane, like people talk with like hurricanes. Like, well, what if you just like go and just create like a big, because like it's like a low pressure system meets a high pressure system. Why don't you go there and just make one of the extremes to force it to dissipate? It's like, well, realistically, we probably could, but the amount of money and energy it would take to do it, they come so often. It's like, nah.
And then there's probably still an error like percentage that it wouldn't even work.
Yeah, and so it's to the point that it's cheaper to just it's cheaper to be like, okay, let's put the money into tracking it so people have time to reinforce for it. So that was interesting. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. The first page here, the first actual page where it's Connus, I feel like this would have much better been served at the end of the last chapter. I feel like the previous chapter
I can see that.
didn't end great, and I feel like this final panel of Connus, determined, a little sweaty it looks like, or perhaps just wet, would have been a killer last panel for the previous chapter.
I agree.
And I think it would have helped a lot with the pacing of this, we'll call it a subplot, even though it's important. So yeah, that was one of the first things is like, again, she looks great there. She looks determined. I love that. And then we get to see the Arc Maxim. I've been waiting for this for a while because it is a very interesting kind of plot device here. It's cool in a very clunky way. It's so Inaru. It looks like he built this shit himself. I don't know.
It was slave labor.
Yeah, well, he designed it rather. I love it. I think it's kind of ugly in a way, but in a way that is so like self-serving.
It's garish. It's meant to be like, I'm a god, so it's so over the top that it's really tacky.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. But I also love it. I do also love
it's fucking ratchet.
Again, gonna repeat myself a little bit here, but I kind of agree with both of you. You know, Dylan, the stuff, it wasn't super funny, but V, it was also, very cool. It was well drawn. I thought it told a story, whether that story needed to be told or not. A great question, Dylan. But it was well done, perfectly executed, told a story with no dialogue, just onomatopoeia and great art. And Luffy enters the fray. Like he's here. We know that we're approaching that peak, or perhaps we're on the peak and still working through the rocky edges of it. But yes, the next sequence of him running to his friends, no questions asked, sees it, just reacts. He had no choice, I think. He didn't think about that. That's just what his body said do now.
We're not at the peak, but we passed the third frozen corpse. We're getting close.
Yeah. This is a very bittersweet scene. I think it's very powerful. I think this whole thing is extraordinarily well done. The trust that he has in Zoro is exemplified so well here. The bodies of his friends laying there, Isa's reaction to Wiper. I mean, the whole thing is just awesome. This was a great sequence overall. Robin popping in to kind of give some info, and then yes, Isa's power is quite useful here. Loving Isa's role that she's playing in this part. And yeah, the final panel, take me to them, no questions asked, happening now, man of action, action's coming. And then yeah, I've already said this, the SBS was great. I didn't read my summary for the last chapter, which is fine. Here's the summary for this one. This chapter moved the plot forward in ways I mostly would expect. I don't think I was surprised by much of what happened here, but that's fine. I think exactly what I expected was done well here, and it's exactly what I wanted. This was awesome. The arc reveal maybe was a curveball, if I could say that there was something that was slightly unexpected, but what a great chapter. What a great chapter. And then 278, go ahead, V.
Alrighty, so 278. I liked the title of this chapter being Conus. I feel like, as we kind of progress through this volume, we can see the kind of impact that she has, and like her impact truly might be fairly limited as compared to that of the actions taken by other people in the grand scheme of things, but I feel like what she does actually matters a lot. And she truly does care for what happens to the citizens of Skypiea, and I'm glad that we're getting a little bit of a highlight on her. Again, I feel like she represents sort of what happens to the regular people in times of war, in times of adversity, when it's, when you see these things that seem so much bigger than you actually are, but they actually have an impact on your daily life. I feel like she's a good representation of that. So I was just happy to see a chapter titled by her name.
So I'm curious, do you think that the story is better for showing it, or do you think it could have been off-screened and the end result still would have been as pleasing or better?
No, that's a good question. I feel like it still deserved to be shown. I just don't know that it should have been woven into the story the way that it has been in terms of pacing. I feel like we could have taken either like a whole volume or half a volume where we just focus entirely on that. Like we leave
chapter.
Right. No, even volume. Like a whole
Okay.
half volume that would be dedicated.
A whole half.
But you know what I mean.
Gotcha, I gotcha. Yes.
Like a handful of volumes that would just be dedicated to what happens in that
A
situation.
handful of volumes.
No, a handful of chapters within one volume. I'm sorry. So like 5 chapters in one volume. So about half a volume is what I'm saying.
You've read the Skypiea arc, but what about the Skypiea arc?
No, okay, you know what I mean though. So about half
of course,
a
yes.
volume, so about 5 chapters, like kind of separate from the rest that would solely focus on
You
that.
almost want to see more, it seems like.
I feel like,
And that's okay.
I feel like it's worth focusing on it without weaving it through the rest of the story. I understand why they did it in terms of what happens at what time. Like, how does the timing compare between what happens in Skypiea proper and what happens, with Enel and the Straw Hats? Like, I understand wanting to say, okay, this sort of happens at the same time. But I feel like the story would have been better served and better told if it had been told separately, is kind of what I'm getting to.
Okay, so you don't like the whole like Tarantino, same time, different area kind of feel.
Right. That's exactly it. I think that breaks apart the pacing and sort of makes it a little bit less fluid and makes people maybe pay less attention to it because it is kind of woven into other stuff. But I feel like it's still a story that to me is worthy to be told. I feel like it's still important.
It's woven in between stuff that is some of the peak of this arc, you know?
Right, and that, I admit, does feel clunky or a little clumsy also.
I guess a Tarantino, because I personally don't mind it and kind of enjoy it. And I guess that's because I'm just a pretty big Tarantino fan, so I'm kind of used to that kind of, hey, this is the same exact time, but it's from someone else's perspective.
To be fair, I appreciated more in this arc than I did in Alabasta.
I will admit, in Alabasta, that was a lot.
That was a lot.
Between like 6 different stories at one time.
I feel like this flowed a little bit more naturally. But to answer your question, Michael, I feel like it is still a story that is worth being told. But I also think that it should have been told in its own right, in a whole, like I said, dedicated half volume. That was going to be just that, instead of, like I said, trying to weave it through the rest of the story. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So, intro image story: after getting kicked in the river, Ace gets saved by a babe. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? What is happening? We do find out more about all that later on. We start the chapter with Nami in the ship with Enel, and she quietly notes how much gold there is. Which, this being Nami, pirate Nami, gold, we know.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising where she's like, I need to get off the ship. And it's not like, I need to steal this ship.
I need to steal this gold. And
what a crazy twist.
And as we found out in the last I think the last chapter, that's kind of, or was it the last volume? Anyway, that's where we find out that is where the gold went, right? The gold from the city, from the bell, blah, 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 went there. We also get a bit more information on Enel's powers and his ability to track people with it. I feel like it has been implied thus far, but it's kind of spelled out in this moment. And honestly, it's definitely understandable why they're considering him to be so strong. He really is. And as we find out, there are very few things that are impervious to lightning. Luckily, rubber is one of those things.
This motherfucker would turn crocodile into glass. Like,
Oh,
one-on-one.
absolutely.
Oh, that would be such a cool...
Imagine that
finish
fight,
of the fight,
though.
turns him to like sand into glass and just shatters him.
Imagine that fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, fighting game. That's how he does the finish on him.
Yes.
There's not a great One Piece fighting
Which is
game. It's a
ridiculous,
shame.
yeah.
Anyway, go on.
I feel like we need one.
We'll never be able to play it.
So at page 3, so I feel like everything is kind of put in place to bolster Enel's ego. And as we can see at page 3, he is calling himself a god. He says it's truly a power fit for a god. The power of the sky can run as much as they like. The people of the sky can run as much as they like, but this is the last chapter for Skypiea. Anyway, the boy's on the power trip, for sure.
Always has been.
Always has been, continues to be.
Yeah, anyone who refers to themselves as a god.
Big red flag, for sure.
Don't hang out with them.
No, please don't.
All I can think of is Dennis from Always Sunny, and how Enel,
All it takes is for one situation to go a little too far to be a Pazuzu kind of incident.
Oh no, not Pazuzu.
Google Pazuzu.
I live there. Never went to one of those parties, but we know people who have.
We actually do, and it's concerning. And yeah, so page 4 kind of leaves us wondering what the heck is going on as Nami asks Enel if something is wrong. Enel seemingly has noticed something, says it's nothing, but we don't get an answer to that quite yet. Starting at page 5, Conus basically arrives on Angel Island and warns the others of Enel's plan. I don't have a whole lot of detail on the next few pages, but I do have a couple of highlights. Somehow I really loved seeing her carry a bazooka at the top of page 7 and the top of 8. Like, Girly Pop is on a fucking mission and she is not to be fucked with.
No, top 8's kind of hot. That happened. Like, damn, shit, can I take you to dinner? Fuck.
Right? Yeah, holding it like from the back. Like, damn, girl.
Damn,
right?
girl,
Okay.
fuck, shit.
I was also kind of shocked at the bottom of 9 and the top of 10 when someone throws a rock at her. To me, that really drove the religion analogy even further. You know, let he who is without sin cast the first stone, right? And also, like, Conus is actually such a good character. She really is. Especially since, like, both here and in the religious story, stones are cast as a woman. Like, let me just put that out there.
Okay.
and then at the top of 11, we see her tearing up.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah, that's actually a really good reference, because that parable you're talking about is a woman who's been charged with adultery.
Yeah.
As they're getting ready to stone her to death, and Jesus is like, hold on.
I didn't know that.
It is a woman. Yeah. And yeah, to see her bleeding and crying at the top of 11 was also pretty compelling, because she's trying her best. She's trying so hard to just get her message across, and it kind of tears me apart to see that people aren't listening to her, but I mean, eventually they will.
Is she almost a V analog? Loves her father so much.
True.
Absolute sweetheart. Very passionate about
denounces God
trying
at
to
every turn.
Yeah, denounces God.
Like, no, it's true. Like, I feel like both she and I really care about what is just and what is, like, righteousness, and not righteousness.
And she wants to understand.
Right, exactly. Maybe. Maybe. If that's true, I take it as a compliment.
The hair antennas are weird. Don't do that.
Okay, I won't do that. It's also very compelling to see her at the bottom of 10 when she screams that she doesn't accept Enel as a god. And, like, okay, not to drive more like resemblance between myself and Conus, but I also have, like, pretty severe religious trauma. So I can also relate to that. And yeah, just over 12, 13, and 14, I found myself really empathizing with Conus and her attempt to reason with people who still want to believe in the Kami's benevolence, but who clearly have, like, drunk the Kool-Aid, so to speak, and are sadly a little bit...
Jonestown reference!
Yes, a Jonestown reference! But yeah, they are all seemingly oblivious to their doom, and she's trying so hard to get them to understand, right? And, like, bottom panel of 12, she looks so determined. She's... I don't know, like, what a fucking...
That dress is fly, though.
Badass.
Chad? It is a... Yeah,
like, the bottom of
honestly,
10, you get it really good. I was like,
100.
damn, that shit... Man, if I was a curvaceous woman, I'd rock the shit out of that.
That's true. Fair point.
I'm a curvaceous man, so I will not rock that.
So, I mean... I feel like that sequence was a perfect way to justify the namesake of this particular chapter. She really showed up. At page 15, we're back with Luffy, Isa, and Pierre as they're headed towards where they feel the two presences are, thanks to Isa's mantra. Kind of random. Actually super random. But I like the middle panel of 15 where we get a close-up on Pierre's hoof and Luffy's foot to show how quickly they're running. Like... I don't know. I just thought that seeing them side by side was a cool comparison. Also, tootsies.
The dialogue is what fucked with me.
Also that.
You're absolutely sure? Yes, it's that hole. First time, right?
That's the one. That's the one.
You guys are some freaks.
Fuck.
And then a little shout out to my girl Robin at page 16. She's the only one that's conscious, and her first thought is to get all of them out there and wondering how she's going to carry the others. Like, she cares about them. You know how we were talking about how she seemingly has trouble kind of letting them in, and maybe she's a little bit more guarded, but her first thought isn't, I'm going to get myself out of there, is how am I going to get everyone out of here? And I felt like that was very telling of her, you know, as we continue through the story, her sense of belonging with the Straw Hats. Even though, like I said, I feel like at this point she still kind of keeps them at arm's length, but there is some affection and concern there for sure. And then, yeah, okay, pages 17, 18, and 19 honestly had me so giddy. I love the way that it flowed, how there's like a moment of reflection from Manel as he's standing on his ship, but he's rudely interrupted. We can see a look of pure and utter relief on Nami's face at the bottom of 17. Like, she's even like, she's sweaty, but she's like almost tearing up. And finally, we get a great 2-pager of Luffy standing before the ship. We get the wide shot as well that shows us like the distance and perspective between the two characters, and the like kind of angled close-ups of the both of them, and the dialogue, even if it's short, goes so hard. What did you do to my crew? Which pieces of garbage are you referring to? That lets us straight into their state of mind so clearly, and like Luffy is angry and determined.
I was gonna say 19. You could just hear the amount of malice dripping from him when he says,
and that's exactly it. Like, Luffy is angry, determined, and Enel is just so full of contempt and disgust. Like, it was so good. It was actually so good. And yeah, that was just a great way to end this chapter. That's what I had for 278. Dylan?
And then we'll touch on like the what did you do to my crew? Like,
oh yeah,
the way I internally hear it is like
venom.
I am going to get these answers before I fucking kill you.
For sure.
I like the cover image. It's just like the Riverside Village vibe. Fucks with it. The shots, every shot we get of the airship, I love. Like, again, even though we said, like, we mentioned on it, it's like, it's not necessarily ugly, but this guy thinks of himself as a god. It's so over the top that it's tacky. And I will say, you get the little bit of, like, the monologue, him, like, explaining his grand ordeal. And then page 3, listeners who are Warhammer fans, that gives me, screams Warhammer 40k, the golden throne of the Emperor of Mankind.
That's so true.
It just does, because he has to sit upon that throne to power the ship. That's the only way it works. Another thing I was thinking about it, gold, I actually think is like one of the best conductors out there. The only reason it's not in your wiring and they use copper instead is because gold is fucking expensive.
It's expensive, yeah.
But like high-end electrical devices that have connectors and shit, I think the really, really high-end ones do have gold as the conductors through them. So, interesting. And then that just screams Warhammer. And the way he talks about shit, too. Whereas like the Emperor of Mankind is more like, oh no, there is no religion. We're not going to do that. But at the same time, he's like, no, I'm God. Like, so Enru's kind of, not so much, because he's like, I am the only religion. Like, you do not worship anything but me. Whereas the Emperor of Mankind is like, no, don't worship anything. But at the same time, it's a cool comparison. And then I like 4, again, just the nonverbal indications of him picking something up, or something hits his radar with mantra. It makes me think Star Wars, like all the times it's like there's no indication of anything going on in the sea, and all of a sudden you see one of the Jedi just like look to the side real quick and then block some shit. Yeah. I like that a lot. And then Nami, it isn't hinted upon, but knowing Nami from what we've seen of her, like the whole thing was like, oh, what's going on? Oh no, it's nothing. She knows something. I like to think that in the back of her head, she's like, oh, something's going on that he's not prepared for. My opportunity is coming. I need to be ready for it. I like the flag on Conus's waiver.
A little Rising Sun-esque.
Because, yeah, it's like the flag of the Imperial Japan, but it's a bullhead. I was like, oh, okay. And then I looked at the front of the waiver. It has a bullhead, like figurehead. Her waiver, just like, I forget what the name of it is, but like 70s, 80s. The Japanese biker gangs. I forget. I forget. Hold on, it's bugging me. I need to look up the name. Bozozoku, yeah, the Bozozoku, where it's like super customized bikes, extremely violent. But like that's something like when it eventually happens, because it's gonna take a while to get there. But I am gonna try and track some of that shit down and see if I can find something. So because the bikes they have are crazy, ridiculously modified. It's a cool bit of a.
Send some pictures.
But yeah, So her coming in, boss bitch energy, running people over. The top of 8, that shot of just like, don't try it, bitch. I got a bazooka. If it was Tarantino, it would be like, I got a bazooka pointed at your cock, but it's at his chest. Gives off huge boss bitch energy. Like that a lot.
She's not inherently a boss bitch, but she is rising to the occasion.
Yeah, if anything, she's been like really reserved. Like, oh, how can I help you? What can I do to help?
It might not be something that comes naturally to her, but in that moment, because it is needed, she is very much stepping into it, and I appreciate her a lot for it.
Yeah, it's at a point like if she tries to be reserved, people will die. I can't do that no more.
Yeah.
And the big thing is everyone's like, oh, she's speaking out against the comedy. She's speaking out of the comedy. The fact that she's like, okay, you guys aren't getting it. Time to roll those dice and prove my point. I renounce Eneru as a god. He is not a god.
I love that.
Nothing happens. And that's when everyone's like, oh shit. Oh, fuck, she's right. Holy shit. Because anything before this, anytime somebody said some shit like that, instantaneously, like Gestapo level shit. Oh, we're speaking out against the state? Well, you're gonna disappear. Because you even see on the next page where it's like, oh, what did she think? Get away from her, punishment's coming. And then nothing happens. Everybody's like, oh. So that.
Yeah, like, oh
shit, she's right. We all are gonna die. Fuck. Like, that, to me, was like, that was really big brain. That was huge. And that was probably the biggest moment of this chapter, if not maybe
that
volume.
actually is. You know what, dude? I think there's some real validity to that. That is bravery. It is smart.
Absolutely.
Well, they've been living in absolute fear because the fear has been shown. And it's like, now it's the point, it's like, oh shit, he doesn't care to keep us scared anymore. Oh. Uh-oh. That means he is going to, there's no point in trying to keep us subservient because he's getting rid of everything.
I liked it a lot too.
And then again, haha, you're absolutely sure. Yes, it's that whole hilarious. Love that. And then, oh god, 17. Just as I thought, it's not one of the 5 survivors, huh? How truly irritating. It means my prophecy was wrong. Right? That's one of those things, like, to what we're probably going to be getting into soon. Maybe not this episode, but soon. It's like, oh, that's the first chip in his ego. It's like, wait, I was wrong. I'm never wrong. I was wrong. And we'll see how that kind of, like, oh, shit, like, gets ramped really hard later on. And then, of course, the bottom of the page. Are you the guy? Are you Eneru? Boom. And then the next 2 pages.
What did you do to my crew?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a hard ending to a chapter. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
No SBS. So that is what I have.
All right. So I'm going to start with Nami's predicament here. I think Nami and Enel makes a really interesting pairing for this. I mean, anyone could have, well, Zoro would have probably been something along the lines of Over My Dead Body,
Yep.
maybe Robin too. Maybe it could only have been Nami and maybe Usopp, but like, I don't know, that would have been weird.
No, I think you're right. I feel like Nami is certainly the best suited Straw Hat to be put in that particular position in that particular time, for sure.
It works so well because she is someone, I mean, she knows how to talk to people. You know, like if we're D&D statting her up, her charisma is at least a 10, maybe a 12. It's nothing crazy.
I will say it would not have been Robin, because Robin's like, oh, you're getting ready to destroy all these historical artifacts. We're not doing that.
Robin would have been another Over My Dead Body, just like Zoro. I don't think either one of
Agreed.
them would have, even if they thought it would buy time, I can't see like Zoro saying, no, And maybe that would have been a better decision, but Zoro's not someone who's trying to make the best decision.
Oh, yeah. Solo's not big picture enough for that shit. He's like, I'm angry and I want to fight. He's Goku-esque
He's a little bit too impulsive, yeah.
Yeah. He's voiced by Christopher Sabat, who voices Vegeta. They are very similar in many ways. The pride is a little different, but we're not going to dig into that. So, yeah, love the Nami Enel Inaru interactions here. It's good. It makes sense. Now, I'm going to kind of rewind some of my criticism of the Skypiea stuff, but not all of it. Maybe not rewind, maybe recontextualize. This whole scene was great. This alone could have convinced me that things down there are dire, they're worth paying attention to, and I feel like this little sequence here explains everything the reader really needs to know about the whole situation. I'm not saying that to disagree with what you said, V. I think that there is definitely merit to getting a deeper understanding of the whole thing, but this scene, this collection of panels here, is the essence of what's going on. It has by far the best moments of everything that's going on in that area, and it's actually really, really good. One thing that really stood out to me that neither of you pointed out, I love it. Bottom of page 5. Out of the way, please.
The way she
like,
says,
the please,
yeah.
Yes, and she's crushing his fucking
right
jaw.
onto his face.
I just imagine it'd be like a cheery customer service voice, like, out of the way, please.
I think it's out of the way, please.
Like, she doesn't want to be doing this, but also she's gonna do it because she's on a mission.
Like, look at her face. She's like, I don't want to do it's so, like, sweetie pie
It really
coated.
is.
For someone running over someone with a motorcycle.
Oh, is someone getting a bit of a crush on Conus?
On Conus? I mean, she's cute.
She can rip a fucking sick lick on a harp.
And she's got a fucking rocket launcher,
Yeah.
apparently. Which, to my next point, killer fucking panel.
Yeah.
I didn't really take note of it when I read through. But you guys pointing this panel at the top of 8 out, the way she's
It's like without even a flinch. No
Yeah.
shakiness to it
Yeah.
whatsoever.
And she's like, don't
I'll
come
shoot.
near me. Yeah. Oh, she's a fucking menace in that moment, and I love her.
I think she will shoot, but when she says I'll shoot, it makes me believe she won't
Yeah,
shoot.
that's somebody who's not going to shoot says I'll shoot.
She would. I get what you're saying, but I feel like she would.
She doesn't want to. I think it would have to get somewhere really bad for her to actually pull that trigger, but I think there is a trigger on the trigger pull. Like, there's a line that she would, respect, or that you should
Yeah,
cross.
it's like you're going to lock me up and everyone will die, so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Conus is tough. The rock throw scene was crazy. It was super emotional. I think it nailed every bit of what it was trying to do here. From the dialogue to the art to everything that comes afterwards. And then she screams she doesn't accept Inaru as God. And I think that's hard as fuck, man.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. This scene, this whole little sequence here just energizes me for Conus and the Skypians. It's so good. And then, yeah, let's fucking go Pierre. Pierre is awesome. He is helping them get there. He's helping Isa.
Yeah, Luffy's
Luffy
good.
Seems to be doing fine.
Hey, let's bring a toddler to a fight with a god.
Yeah. Pierre, chill, okay? The child doesn't need to come. And then, of course, what an incredible ending. What an incredible ending.
Talk about cinematic.
278 was awesome. 278
It was
awesome.
it was a great chapter.
I would like to
Yeah.
see that in the show. Let's see how that
We'll do it.
show, like that ends that chapter in the show.
Sooner rather than later. We're quickly approaching the end.
Although we bring that up, that the 100 listener subscriber thing, that could be a good thing to do. Do a live stream where we watch some of the big moments in the anime.
It would have to be in Discord. Twitch would shut that shit down so fast.
Yeah.
So, overall, this was the best part of the Skypiea subplot. Adds to the suspense, and it's presented very well. I still will take issue with some of the stuff that came before, and I think some of the stuff that came after as far as the pacing, but what a solid chapter. And then it ends with a bang. Loved this. But 279 is V.
Yes, it is me, and it is 279. Alrighty, intro image story. The cows? Too cute. I want to pet their little curly hair, and it's kind of reminding me of Dylan's haircut.
It's Screaming Harvest Moon.
It is Screaming Harvest Moon, but they look like you, Dylan, with the curly little hair. Can I pet you?
I don't think it looks like you at all, Dylan. It does Screaming Harvest Moon, though, actually, now that I got
It
pulled
really
up.
is. I love it. Anyway, Ace kind of lucked out being rescued by this girly, TBH.
And also, I would point out, you guys were saying she was a baby earlier. That looks like a child. Shame on you.
I mean, she doesn't look much younger than Nami.
The way she's drawn, to me, just like screams like 14-year-old.
She's cute. I feel like
Cute's
she's
fine.
cute.
Yeah, cute's fine.
Yeah, she's cute.
Oh no, babe is just kind of like.
And she's
yeah,
also
I'm
like,
trying to
there's
land that one.
there's no seemingly no other adult there, and she's tending a whole farm by herself. One could assume.
Her parents died in the war,
Yeah,
V.
the Black Plague was crazy.
From the context clues that I've managed to acquire, it seems like she's
I'm with
at
you
least
on this, V. You don't have to defend
anyway.
yourself.
Okay.
No, I'm just being
Thanks
contentious for the sake of
not,
it.
not accusing me of being a fucking weirdo. Alrighty, so I do have a few highlights for the beginning of the chapter as Conus is seemingly able to somewhat get through to the villagers. Top of page 3, we can see that she's kind of wanting to tell them that their loved ones may no longer be alive, but she stops herself in her tracks and just says that she doesn't know. That
Smart.
kind of had me thinking, like, so I was gonna, like, ask you the question and then just reflect on my own answer. What will you guys do in that position? Because I'm usually very much
Lie.
See, that's the thing. I'm usually very much pro telling the truth, but I think this would be a situation where I may keep my suspicions to myself because one, I would want them to get away safely. and not risk having them fuck things up because they're emotional. And 2, while I might have some pretty solid reasons to have these suspicions, some of them might have survived. And I wouldn't want to be like, oh yeah, so your dad is dead, meanwhile he's still alive. What do you guys think?
Oh, I would lie in a heartbeat, easily.
Yeah, I think I would.
That's one of those things. It's like, if I tell you the truth, you're going to be distraught and you're going to die because of it. Which is the last thing your loved one would have won.
I would definitely tell them after.
Oh yeah,
the
once
fact
we
that
escaped,
they
like, yeah, by the way, yeah, he told me the rest of them were dead and I watched him die.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, so we're on the same page.
Their sacrifice would have meant nothing if I had told you, because you would have gotten emotional, you would have stayed behind.
Yeah, exactly. And it's basically only to ensure their preservation that I would lie. Yeah. Alrighty, so I thought it was nice to see the captain sort of come around over pages 4 and 5. And I do really empathize with his feeling of guilt, particularly at the top of 4. Like, what he did wanting to protect others, even if it might have been misguided.
And it's sad because there's actually a lot of real life examples of that kind of shit.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like any big war or conflict can bring out sort of that type of character or that type of reaction in people, and he certainly exemplifies this very well, in my opinion. And then I liked how the sequence ended with both of them saying "Heso" to each other. Like, it's a marker of them officially now being
Heso.
on the same side again. Like, I heard you out. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where we're at right now. We're a team, and we're gonna get through this together. You know, I thought that was very significant, yeah. And, you know, he's a character that we didn't see a whole lot of emotion from, and I liked seeing that at page 5. Like, and I think that that's a sentiment that we can sort of...
Yeah, take away the salute and the wings. Their design is actually fucking hard as shit. It screams like French Legionnaires.
Page 6 brings us back to the Luffy versus Enel encounter. And I love the way that it starts with Luffy proudly claiming, "I don't see anything godlike about you." And Isa literally saying, "Yikes."
Didn't need to be
no,
in
but
there,
it was actually so good. That made me
bro, that's
chuckle.
our god. Like, what are you doing?
Because I was like, same. I was also like, yikes, indeed. And she just said it, and I love her for it. And then that's just like quickly followed by him like glaring, like with the glare onomatopoeia and the like close up on his eyes. That was actually so good.
That's the glare at fucking Nami from her slip.
Right, because she says be careful right before, and then he's like, and then after that she's like, oh fuck, what the fuck did I say? Oh no. Top of page 8, we see Luffy dashing in the Kami's direction, which sort of officially marks the beginning of their fight. Love seeing it. Bottom of 8, we see Enel acknowledging that Luffy is indeed not a normal human being. I guess this is the first time that he's seeing Luffy's gum fruit powers. And then over pages 10 and 11, we're kind of led to believe that Enel's Althor, whatever. Fucking stupid attack.
Is it Althor?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, at least he
God.
doesn't fucking say it.
No, he does say it.
He does say it.
Bottom of page 9, he says Althor again.
Oh god, yeah, he does.
Yeah. So we would be led to believe that it would gravely hurt Luffy, but as we had said, in my head I was like, okay, but isn't rubber resistant to lightning? He'll be fine. And then I do just want to point out that there's a little bit more expansion on, like, at the top of page 9, Enel says something to the effect of, "You're just a paramythia," which we're kind of getting into, you know, the classification. Yes, and it
Really
does get,
lays it out.
there's an SBS that gets into it where we're just kind of breaking down the different types of devil fruit
Yeah, I
powers.
put you guys on that a little early.
Honestly, it should have been brought up a little earlier.
Earlier, yeah.
Because they were tossing the word Zoe
Yeah,
around.
I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Right.
Like, I remember you thought it was like the name of like the royal family or something, Dylan. You're like, okay, so they have their own.
Yeah,
fruit.
it's like, oh, they have an
Like,
orchard of devil fruit trees. It's
Yeah.
like, no, you're a fucking idiot. It's like, oh, okay, you could have told me that immediately. Whatever. It's
And
fine.
I feel like it's also a good way to sort of like, Enel's ego seems bolstered by the fact that his quote-unquote family of devil fruit powers is quote-unquote stronger than Luffy's just by the nature of it. But then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
actually, it's rubber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just thought that was interesting. And over that sequence also, I just want to give a quick shout out to the different shots of the ship. I really like the shots of this ship. I think it's cool looking. I think it lays also a good like groundwork for where the fight is actually happening.
World of Warcraft fans, VC, Dead Mines. Yeah, you know it.
If you know, you know. Which I don't.
I don't think Michael even does.
I didn't play it, but I'm aware of it.
There's their massive ship that you have to go up on and fight the big bad.
And then, so over pages 12 and 13 and onward for a little bit, like we can see that Luffy is still standing very proudly on the Ark. Hands on his hips, like he fucking owns the place. And then, you know, over the next few pages, Enel tries to attack him a couple more times until it dawns on him at the top of 15 when someone, and I think it's Nami, that kind of thinks, just to bring it to light to the reader, thinks, could it be that lightning doesn't work on him because he's made of rubber? And that was like,
yes.
Putting two and two together, you know? So for the people who hadn't figured it out yet, that would be kind of like a slow clap moment of, oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like revelation, you know what I mean? And then, so this is funny because Michael actually DM'd me this specific panel, but I had a comment on it in my notes. The whole page close-up on Enel's face, absolutely written with fear at page 16, is excellent. It's so detailed. Like, it's heavily shaded in. We even see the snot running down his nose, and I feel like this is particularly significant because this is the first time that we've seen him not looking smug and confident. This is the first time that we're seeing him being like, oh shit,
he can hit me.
I might be fucked. And I love that we're actually focusing all of our energy into seeing that being written all over his face. I thought that was a fantastic panel. But yeah, it was so good. And then also the sequence of events at page 17 was great, with Enel trying to sort of reassure himself in the upper left corner, only for Luffy to bitch smack him. And making him bleed from his mouth like a fucking little bitch. And then, yeah, the 2-page spread of 18 and 19 was wonderful as we go back to Nami's thoughts as she states that maybe by the virtue of the nature of his powers, Luffy may be Enel's only natural enemy, as we see Enel's...
I love the specific use of the word
natural enemy.
Like, they're just fucking...
Yeah, like fucking beasts, man. And yeah, so Luffy being Enel's only natural enemy, and then we see Enel bloody and curled up on the ground. It's so good. It's so good. But that's what I had for 279. Dylan?
Yes, again, intro image does scream like fucking cozy ass Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley.
Farm simulator games, please.
But you're Ace.
Yeah, I could go to the farmer, I could burn the town to the ground. Oh, I got some chickens to take care of, you're lucky. Kind of the chaotic scene of everyone fleeing is kind of good. It does, like, kind of double up on, like, oh shit, no, we need to go. We need to get to the Blue Sea. And the fact that there is a way for them to get there is kind of screaming, like, Luffy doesn't know it, but I think if Robin ends up showing up, it's like, hey, buy more time. They're trying to escape. At this point, like, Skypia's gone. We just need to buy enough time to get everyone off of it. And then V, much like you said, V, when we brought up, it's like, oh, would you lie? Yes, very much so. Again, Connus is a direct comparison to you. You don't want to lie. So the white beret guy, so like me, I come in like, oh, no, we don't know. Well, we'll do some research. You guys just get out of here. We'll figure it out. Like, we're going to go figure it out, but get gone.
We're going to conduct a study. It'll be great.
And then me 100% knowing, it's like, no, I watched him kill all of them. And like, I'm aware that he killed his hometown. Like, no, they're dead. They're fucking dead as shit.
Imagine like using like corporate speak, like, we're gonna circle back on this later, you know, we'll have
it's like, we'll have some collaboration with some other teams, and then we'll get to the bottom of this issue.
Yeah.
Different stakeholders.
Yeah.
Different stakeholders.
Yeah, we got to work with the stakeholders here before we can really make sure that we're choosing the best path forward.
God.
That to me was a big sign of like, hey, I was doing this to protect people, but you have proven to me that everything I was doing was wasted effort. Which makes me like the captain of the White Berets a shitload. Like, I think he's a bit of a throwaway character. I don't even know if he's named. I think he is.
Captain McKinley, I think is his name.
McKinley, yeah, that sounds right.
I think it's McKinley.
But that, like, a lot of respect for him off that one. It's like, you know what, I hope he makes it out of here, and I hope he has a prosperous future. He'll never forgive himself for it, but he's willing to take that burden upon himself to make sure everyone gets out. He'll never forgive him himself, but everyone else already has. And then the top shot of 6, watch your mouth on the Kami, and then Luffy standing defiantly.
That's me. I'm Luffy.
It's badass. It's badass.
I thought you were Canis.
Okay, I'm Canis, but I mean, like, not listening to what people have to say and just being like, nah.
And I do love, like, Nami's slip, Luffy be careful, and, like, the immediate stare down. Again, we were talking about earlier when she's like, no, I'll come with you. His whole ego being like, oh yeah, of course you're gonna come with me, you don't want to die. And then him looking at it, it's like, how fucking dare you try and two-time me?
That fucking bitch, yeah, that's exactly it.
You fucking trifling asshole. This is why I don't let women on my ship.
100%.
This bitch out here for the streets. Anyways, Luffy grabbed onto one of the oars, flipped himself up, and I love the, I see you're not a horn beating either, are you? And then the whole, like, you're just a pair of misses. You're no match for me. And I love, like, I don't think we get into this chapter. I love the fact that, like, Rubber does not exist in Skypiea or his original villain. That's awesome. That's like, oh, you thought you were so cool? There's something you don't know, you fucking idiot. Luffy standing there, everybody's like, oh my god, and then everybody like, looks like you managed to dodge it. No, he didn't. He didn't dodge your dumbass L-Thor named fucking...
He ate that
took
shit.
it to the chin. It was like, oh, it doesn't work. And Lightning Drag, I love, oh my god, bottom of 13, just his silhouette amongst the electrical dragon.
I wonder if cloth conducts electricity.
It doesn't, but it'll burn up. It'll take it into it and like set on fire.
His clothing's fine.
It's a manga, alright? I've had to realize a couple times, like, that's not how eyes work. It's like, it's a manga. Shut the fuck up, dude. Just enjoy it. It's like, but no!
So true.
And then Nami immediately be like, oh my god, lightning doesn't work on him because it's made of rubber. He's the only true enemy of them. And then again, that's 16. Awesome. Like, I wish there's a way for it to audibly put across the 2 panels you gave us. One was a colorized manga panel. The other was the anime. The manga... And that's the thing, people, like... A lot of people, like, even you guys have said, like, manga cannot put across what an anime can. I disagree. Because the issue is the beauty of the way a manga panel works. So it leaves it up to the reader to draw those lines.
I feel like for me specifically is the movement. I feel like sometimes very movement heavy scenes I find have a little bit of trouble translating into the manga format. I for one would prefer the manga format to the anime, but I feel like there is some credit to be given to the anime format, specifically when it comes to movement.
Like I guess it's just my mindset with it is we get those situations, and the way I process it is like, oh, it's a big movement scene, it's a big fight. In between the panels, I get to piece together how the Keanu Reeves-esque fucking choreography, John Wick shit went down. And that, to me, like, and anime's cool, seeing the anime, it's like, oh, it's awesome, but it's like, the limitlessness of me being to my imagination of how they worked out is so fucking fascinating. And honestly, like, I might be at the point where I don't know if Cowboy Bebop was a manga, but if it was, so. I kind of want to, I don't think it was.
I think that was the anime original, yeah.
But it's like, now I kind of want to go back and read Full Metal Alchemist. It's like, Quentin Tarantino was like that. It's like, well, there's a reason I don't say certain things. Like the briefcase. And he had a couple other instances. It's like, the thing is, it's like, the thing I like about that, and the reason I'll never explain what it is because 7,000 people get to watch that movie. It's 7,000 different movies because they each come to their own terms on how to do it. And to me, that...
I assumed it was heroin.
Oh, yeah, I assumed it was heroin as well. It's like, yeah, it's shiny heroin.
I understand what you're saying, and I feel like even then, just taking the movement-heavy scenes, 99% of them, I'm perfectly happy with, if not more satisfied with them in the manga format. But there's the occasional one that I find just confusing. I would need this to just be spelled out for me a little bit more. But I agree with you that most of the time, I enjoyed that freedom to interpret a certain panel just the way that my brain chooses to interpret it. But there's some few moments that I'm like, I kind of need someone to talk me through this one, you know?
It makes it really personal. It makes it mean more to me because of that, which is why, like, dog shit on Zolo all the time, all of his fights, I'm like, damn, alright, because I'm imagining doing some off-the-cuff shit. It's fun. It's a Lego set, but I figure out my own way to make the completed picture. So I personally like it a lot. But anyways, yeah, we get the great scene of 16, the face of just like, oh shit, I don't hurt him. that panel threw me the fuck off, because it's like, where's the fist? Like, where's the impending doom coming at his face? Like, I'm imagining a Sanji monologue interrupt coming in where a foot's going to the face, but there's not. It's just he's at the realization of like, oh shit, I can't hurt him, and then takes the chest hit, and then just the last page is like the last 2 pages of like Nami internally monologuing like, oh my god, like holy shit, and the finishing shot. He is his only natural enemy.
It hits so hard.
That chef's kiss. That's one of the hardest panels I think we've seen so far. That goes the fuck off.
And it's just like the reveal, like it's all things that we have suspected, but just to have it spelled out. Oh.
And also he's got like the Peter Griffin like crumple kind of deal.
Pinor Griffin.
Peter Griffin fucking crumple. Like,
Yeah.
He's holding his knee.
Well, it's like anytime he falls over his face, like his arms flayed over his back. And all that shit. Like that just screams that to me, but that's all I got.
Chapter 279, Pirate Luffy versus Kami Inaru. And then in parentheses, I put finally.
Yeah, although we don't get there.
We're not all the way.
We're not all the way there. They're starting.
So here I go repeat myself, but this is probably my most obvious observation. But Conus is such a bright spot.
Oh, she
in
is.
The Skypiea subplot.
I love her.
She is absolutely carrying that whole thing. The rest of this is going to go pretty quick. Here we go. You'll see. On the top of page 8, Inaru says, "You'll see." No, brother. It's a cool line.
You'll
in the moment.
fucking see, buddy boy.
You said it. You thought you were hard. You're kind of a bitch.
And it was hard if everything that came after did.
Yeah, if we could have backed it up.
Love seeing Luffy go all in here. I mean, he kind of just stands around for him to get zapped. Or at least the first time, and then he keeps standing around. He's like, "Huh, let me see how this works."
Don't do nothing.
Bold move for him to just like tank another, but it works out.
Well, the first one didn't hurt. I'll take another.
Yeah,
That's how drinking gets you fucked up. It's like, I don't feel nothing yet on that first shot. 4 shots later, you're like, oh, I'm gonna vomit.
Oh no, my tummy hurts.
Why my stomach hurt?
Page 16, and V and I have already had this conversation because she finished the volume before you. Not a shot.
I am a thorough bitch. I am a thorough bitch.
Page 16 is everything. It's such a good reaction image. When someone says some fucking off-the-cuff shit. Okay, this is small. It's minor. Top left of 17. It looks like he's shaking his head. He's like, stay calm. First of all, physical attacks have no effect on my body. Come to think of it, he's just a little
like he's
like,
trying.
That's bargaining.
He's trying. Oh, it is like stages of grief. 100%.
That's a really good point.
He's trying so hard to reassure himself and be like, no, I got this. I'm fine. It's copium. He do be smoking that copium heavy.
And I think that's so important because everything we've shown is that ego, impenetrable.
So secure, so fucking cocky. Oh yeah.
He's finally starting to run to shit where it's like, oh fuck, I'm wrong.
And then here we go. Natural enemy. Loved this. I mean, that's all I have to say. Well, besides my summary, of course. Beginning was, fine, but the finale was 11 out of 10. The way this peaked, this chapter specifically. I mean, the last fucking, let's see, from 12 on, no, let's say from 11 on, just crushed. Absolutely crushed. Love it. Hesso means belly button. That's all I have to say on the SBS.
Don't like that.
So, yeah, 280. V, go ahead.
Hell yeah. So, 280. So we find out that the farmer's name is Moda, and I don't know, like, I know that my main ship has been Zoro and Robin, but I'm kind of, I like what's going on here between Ace.
She wouldn't say yes to Luffy, but Ace.
I feel like they're...
That's like, hey, you're like a little brother to me. Your older brother, on the other hand. It's like a stepbrother to me.
100%. Anyway, I feel like they're cute together. I love how Ace is, like, having a pint of beer like he's having a cup of coffee.
It's milk. I'm assuming it's milk.
It might be milk. It's looking like a pint of beer, though. That scene, I think, is very cute, very slice of lifey, very like holding the letter. Like it's cute. It's cute.
She seems a little smitten.
She does. Yes, I feel like she's crushing hard on Ace for sure. And like I
didn't read it that way. I read it more like I want to ask you for a favor, but I feel like I'd be ashamed to burden you with it, just because I've.
But also, you're cute.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Yeah. She seems bashful in a way that she wouldn't be if she didn't think that he was a cutie. So at page 3, we are seemingly made aware that Enel doesn't actually know what rubber is, like we have sort of alluded to previously, as Nami points out that it does not exist here. And then over pages 4 and 5, we see Luffy try to land some hits on Enel, but he seems to be missing. And at page 6, the Kami pins Luffy against the wall behind him with a trident or pole of sorts. It is a really good panel. Like that bottom panel of page 6 where he's like holding him up.
Like pinned him by his throat.
That's a good panel. At the bottom of 7... we can then see that Luffy realizes that Enel can predict his attacks thanks to his mantra, which, like we sort of said, I think this is the first time that Enel and Luffy are actually in a direct confrontation with one another. So they're kind of learning things about each other that we already knew, but then pieces are put together in this context as this interaction, like this direct confrontation is happening. Top of page 8, again, we get another name drop of Paramythia, one of the categories of powers granted by the Devil Fruit, which we've gone through before. Over the next couple of pages, Enel figures out that Luffy is vulnerable to piercing damage. Not to use the indie lingo here, but that do be what it is. And so basically he transforms his pole into a spear.
I love that.
That is actually so cool. Like that bottom section of page 8 where like Nami points out that the pole is transforming into a blade, and then you actually see the shot of it.
Technically it's not a blade, it's a spearhead, but anyways, we'll move past that.
Stop.
Blade's meant for slashing, whereas the spearhead's meant for piercing. But anyway, we'll move on.
I'm getting the ick, V. Keep going.
What I was saying anyway is corroborating what you're saying, Dylan, so shut your mouth. So he's vulnerable to piercing damage. Pages 10 and 11. That was somewhat predictable, but I did still like the concept of Enel being able to travel through metal because he's electric.
That's so fucking rad. That's actually super fucking cool. I love the shit.
I thought it was actually super cool.
I feel like it was implied, but then this just made it more concrete and actually demonstrated it. And I also did quite enjoy the wider shots of the big metal mask at the top of 10 and in the middle of 11.
Question. Does that scream Deku Tree to you as much as it does to me right now? Top of 10?
Yeah, like with the mouth open and then like Link walking into it. Yeah, I can see it.
Only because you said it, but I wouldn't have put that together. It's a thin comparison.
I can see it. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Getting back to the manga, mid-page 9, Luffy kind of confirms his weakness to sharp objects, and then Nami is like, oh my god, dude, shut the fuck up, man.
I love that. That's so Luffy. It's like, your weakness is sharp objects. It's like, yeah, you're right.
And she's like, don't tell him.
Correct. Hey, that's an honorable opponent. It's like, yep, that is my weakness.
When you know, you know.
When you know, you know. Anyway, so then skipping to page 13, Luffy unleashes a Gum Gum Gatling at Enel, but we see the Kami grabbing at his wrist, only for him to point out at page 14 that his limbs haven't actually multiplied.
Okay, he's fucking Einstein.
He's just moving fast. I thought that was just an interesting thing.
Yeah, the anime trope of after image is a big thing.
No, I just thought that it was an interesting thing to point out so early, even though most of us would probably be able to guess that it wasn't actually being multiplied, but it's just, okay, now it is made very clear for all of the autistic people here that cannot read between the lines, such as myself sometimes. So at the bottom of page 14, I was just thinking, oh my god, Enel is so fucking conceited. Like, when the way he says, I am the Kami, everything bends to my will. Like, well, bend to these fucking nuts, to be honest. Like, suck my ass, Enel. Fuck off, man.
He's like, well, the way I'm gonna shape it, me sucking your ass is actually you sucking my balls, so.
Okay, Enel would 100% be the, actually type, and I hate it.
Well, it's his whole laugh to the,
I know, I'm still thinking about the Koroks in Breath of the Wild. Yahaha! So starting at the bottom of page 15, we can see that the arc is set in motion, and from page 16 and onward, we see the airship lifting up from the ground and floating, and it begins its journey to its goal. Which I just thought, good, just cool shots in general.
Cue airship music from Final Fantasy.
Really? Okay, I just did have a quick note here. I'm not too sure how I feel about Luffy being a little bit mean to Nami mid-page 17, because she's worried when he says says, "You're a crew member of the future king of the pirates. Stop looking so pathetic." And it's like, listen, I get it.
Shut up, woman!
Girly needs to trust her captain a little bit more. I get that. But as a warrior myself, like not a warrior, like someone that,
Okay.
someone that worries a lot myself, I understand.
Your accent's really getting in the way of that one.
I'm so fucking Canadian, please help. I understand where she's coming from. It's not that I don't trust, but rather I'm just afraid of the worst possible outcome actually happening.
Keep it to yourself, woman.
Well, I mean, I don't like the way it was presented, but...
Listeners, this is what it's like for me, okay?
It's like, hey, you have no control over the situation. When you panic about the situation, the only thing you're doing is making it worse.
I get that, but like, unlikely as the worst possible case scenario is, I can't help but think about it. Now, whether or not I put it at the forefront, you guys understand what I'm saying, though, right?
Oh yes, 100%.
Yes. I thought it was kind of a wild shot, but I also kind of fuck with it. I don't know how to balance those two emotions. Like,
I'm saying that I do agree that she needs to trust him more, because so far he has proven himself to be trustworthy. So have all of the other Straw Hats, right? I get that. But I also understand where she's coming from in terms of like, yeah, like, even if the worst possible outcome is unlikely, it is still a possibility, and therefore I will worry about it, right?
Well, to me, the way I process that panel is like, hey, don't worry about me. I got this shit. I got handled. You need to be focused on the other shit. I'm dealing with Anaru. Your job is to deal with, hey, how the fuck we can get out of here? Stop focusing on this. Do your fucking job.
If he had stuck to quit your worrying, I wouldn't have minded so much. But the way he says stop looking so pathetic, like pathetic is
it feels a little
pathetic
mean.
is a loaded word. And Nami is not
Nami's
pathetic.
a brat.
No, but she's not pathetic,
Yeah,
though.
but she's not pathetic.
She's not pathetic.
Yeah.
But I think that's the reason we say Luffy's tone deaf all the time we do. But I think, no, he is a bit more aware than we give him credit for. I think the reason he used pathetic is because he knew that would irk the shit out of Nami.
Maybe.
He's like, oh, fuck you, I'm not pathetic. You deal with that.
Yeah, okay. I can.
That's the way I process that.
Because if someone called me pathetic, I would have that instinct to want to be like,
exactly.
You're saying I'm pathetic? Fuck
I'm pathetic?
you.
Well, guess what? There's a lifeboat over here. I'm out of here. That's
Right.
Yes, that's what I wanted you to do.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I feel like pathetic is a very heavy word. And I didn't like that he used it.
I might be giving Luffy a little too much credit, but I think...
No, but I get it.
He is a little more aware than we think. I think when it comes to the personalities of his crewmates, he is very on key. He doesn't understand how he triggers them so much, but when it comes, push comes to shove, he very much knows, okay, here's a button I can push to get you in the right direction.
And I feel like ultimately he knows what to expect from his crew members. And I feel like he knows that Nami, even though she might be somewhat of a warrior, like someone that worries, he knows that she can do more than that. And therefore, maybe that's a way to sort of like push her a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, you're the smart one. You're worrying about me. Go big picture. I depend on you for big picture. I could be narrowly focused.
I see what you're saying. I dislike the use of that specific word, but I understand where you're coming from, and it does make sense in that context.
It could have been expressed
yes,
differently.
Exactly, Michael. That's exactly it.
That's why I'm leaning on, no, it was on purpose, because that's more to anger her, and now you're going to focus on what I need you to focus on.
Yeah, so anyway, so as we finish this chapter, page 18 and 19, to me is a very interesting 2-page spread as the arc is rising above the tree line, and we see close-ups on Luffy and Anel's faces as they sort of announce what would be like the beginning of the final countdown, you know, like it seems very foreboding. And then we're finally, as far as the SBS is concerned, given the official rundown of the different categories of devil fruit powers, which has been alluded to throughout, but now we see it on paper.
You can't see us to where like, chef's kissing, thumbs up, okay, signing.
This officially summarizes it. You know, we get the rundown of the Paramythia, the Zoan type, the Logia type, and I feel like it's I like we have sort of alluded to, I feel like this could have come a little bit earlier in terms of the explanation, but it's nice to finally have it there.
If it wasn't for the SBS, you would still be guessing.
Touching on it now, though, like in retrospect, touching on it now, I didn't come to this realization when I read it, but as we've been talking, kind of to me really puts a lot of depth to how Crocodile form Baroque works.
How so?
Crocodile was the sand fruit. All of his higher ups, the highest of the high, were the Paramithias. Kilo, slash.
You look down
No,
on them?
it's more like, hey, you're going to be in my organization. I need to be above you. So I'm going to
Like
pick from
hierarchy,
the lowest.
establishing the hierarchy. Okay.
I'm going to pick you from the lowest of the low because I know if you decide to stand up, I can knock you down. Because you think about, was it the dice fruit was Mr. 1?
Yes.
And it's like his highest of highs besides...
Is still Paramithia, which he would consider to be lower than him.
Should be able to, power scale-wise, easily
As
handle.
we're seeing in this, Paramithia doesn't necessarily mean that the power is lesser than that of Logia, because
we have a weird
in this
comparison.
Case, we have thunder and rubber, right?
It's the hard counter to...
Yeah.
It's like Pokemon fucking type matchups.
Yes.
You guys' fucking gears are turning right now.
Like that to me, it was like, I didn't think about it when we read, but as we've been discussing, and I saw that, I was like, oh, that explains why Crocodile.
It makes sense to me that there would be some sort of like innate hierarchy or sense of superiority depending on which subtype of devil fruit powers you get. I understand that, but it's nice to see that there's some nuance to it also. And that there are some ways in which Paramithia might be a little bit stronger than something considered as powerful as the Logia type.
And we even get to see it with the human fruit. We get to see that Chopper can shift several different shapes.
Yeah. So Oxox was the guy
the new king of Drum Island.
Yeah, Drum Island.
Yeah,
what was his name again?
His name, but guy was a Chad. Loved him.
Yeah, I loved him.
Oh yeah, Oxox is
Dalton.
Dalton.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, so that is what I had for 280. Dylan?
Opening image, cozy as fuck, Harvest Moon, love it. The opening fucking panel of just Luffy standing over fucking Peter Griffin.
It's okay.
Chef's kiss. Great. And then the reveal of like him being like Enru being like, what the fuck's your deal? What's going on? And it's like, I'm a rubber man. Him being like, rubber. And the fact that Nami eventually puts 2 and 2 together. It's like, oh, you weren't aware that you had a hard counter. You're fucked. You're cooked. We could beat you. It's so fucking awesome. That might be my favorite part of this volume.
It's like walking into Brock's gym when you got a Squirtle on hand.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit.
Or a
Bitch, you
Bulbasaur.
fucked. It was normally where it's like, I have a Pikachu. It's like, alright, I'm gonna get a Caterpie and waste like fucking 10 hours. Make it in a Butterfree and then waste another 5 fucking hours just until I get lucky to confuse you to where you kill yourself. Pokemon Yellow was my first.
Yellow was not good.
Yellow was awesome. Yellow was a hard game. I loved Yellow.
It was too hard.
And then Luffy screaming out again, like, lightning won't work on me. It's like, you should get that to yourself. And of course, resorts to mantra, which we get to see a real cool counter to it later.
Oh, yes, we do. Next episode, listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'd like to see, like, Luffy starting to go through, he does his mantra. We get to see Luffy go through his move roster. We get to see the Gum Whip, Gum Spear. So that was fun. And then again, the quarter shaft to the throat. Don't get so cocky. Don't get so penisy, kid.
Yeah.
And then the Enru being like, electrocution is the only way to use lightning. Cool on. Give him that. And then transforming, it's like, I'm going to use electricity to make this pole a fucking spear. No, that's not how that works. But anyways, cool. It is cool. Real cool.
That's how he built the metal parts of the ship.
Fair, we do get to see him like reform the gold into a ball. So I'll give you that.
Yeah.
By calling it a blade. Nami, you're not a warrior. You don't understand the distinction. I said warrior.
Oh, she is a warrior.
She's a warrior, maybe not a warrior.
And then think of it as lightning in a form. You mean like a lightning bolt?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. That line kind of fell flat to me. But I do love like the whole like, haha, your weakness is sharp objects. It's like, yeah, damn Skippy. Now it's like, god damn it, stop! But I love, again, Enru just being able to travel through conductive fucking materials. Awesome. I think that could have been used a bit more beforehand to kind of give more of that like scale level of. But I do like it, the fact that he's able, like, it's like this whole thing's made of copper. I can appear anywhere I need to be because I'll just turn into electricity and travel. And also, like, I don't know what it's about, like middle of 11, just being shot out from like almost like what looks like the tear duct of the face.
Yeah.
It just, to me, just like, it doesn't have any real meaning behind it besides the fact that I can travel through metal and hit you wherever, but it's like, just feels cinematic. And then, in the way the outline's shown, It seems like we're getting another crocodile moment where he's been pierced. But then we look at it, motherfucker has it tucked under his elbow in his armpit.
On which page?
Middle of 11. The way the silhouette's played out, it looks like he's been stabbed by the harpoon.
Oh, but it is still very hot.
Yeah, and then it cuts in. Well, yeah, because it's metal with a current running through it constantly. And then again, you get to hear it, top 12. Electricity doesn't work, but the electrical heat stored in the spear is another story. But Luffy being like, I don't give a shit, throwing that Tootsie to the sky with the Gum Gum battle axe. And there's something about a heel kick. You don't get to see it often in the MMA, but when you see one land, it's like, oh, God. Yeah, it's just like the weight behind it when it actually connects. It's like, fuck. It's like seeing a fucking spinning elbow or a Superman punch. It's like, my God.
Yes.
Jesus.
It doesn't land often, but
yeah,
when
it's like, I get why you're throwing him out there, because if you, push comes to shove, you land it. That motherfucker out for the count. And if not, he's about to be.
It's like Horn Drill is the move that comes to mind. Pokemon, where
it's
have
a
those
one-hit KO.
Yeah.
But like it has a 50-50 chance, or like maybe even a 45 or 30% chance. But he lands it, and I love like seeing the bottom panel of 12, seeing his arms splayed out as the battle axe is hitting into the deck, and they're just like, "Why you little twit?" Pissed off, trying to like come at him. Like Luffy immediately, it's like, "No, fuck that, gum. Next one, here we go, Gatling." Which that sequence of events leading to that, to the point where it's just like, nope, it looks like you're throwing several fists. You only have two. And I know that. Bottom of 14 doesn't, after what we've seen, doesn't come across.
What a piece of shit. What a fucking piece of shit.
Like, as we mentioned before, he was like, nothing can touch me. This more feels like, again, like you were talking about, cope. It's like, oh, let me wipe my own blood. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood as he wipes the blood out the corner of his mouth.
Yes. Yeah.
I am the kami, everything bends to my will.
Like, he's trying so hard.
Well, that's the point. It's more like you're kind of kicking the shit out of me, but no, that's not how it works.
He's trying to make himself believe that, even though he has...
Which is so funny.
It's the cope. It's the cope of it all.
I don't think it's him trying to make himself believe that, because I think he truly believes that himself. He's trying to make Luffy believe that, which Luffy is already at the point.
Well, he's also, I think he's starting to doubt
right.
himself
I think there is some doubt starting.
I think it's more him just trying to like pump again, cope, like puff himself up. Like, no, you think you're doing it?
I think it works on both levels.
you think you're doing a lot, but you're not really doing anything. God damn, my fucking ribs, like kind of deal.
Oh, the coughing was not you coughing. That was a bit. Okay.
No, that was part of the bit.
He was, yeah, that was.
Like, yeah, I didn't hear it all, dude. Yeah, I'm fucking fine. You're fucking pussy. It's kind of where it's coming across as. And also at the point, it's like he's aware of it, and it's like, oh, it's the endless farce. To him, having a level of like reverence to it, it's like, dude, you destroyed your original hometown the same way. Did you not interact with it before? Did you immediately destroy? That's what I'm curious about, is because we're getting snippets of he destroyed his, because there was another Skypiea somewhere else, and he destroyed it and then came over here and was going to do the same thing. It's like, you had to build this airship. How the fuck did you get over here? Like, how did you get here? Because you needed to build this airship to get out of here. How the fuck did you get over here? Is what I'm curious about.
Burka, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Bilka, yes. Yeah, Bilka, Burka, whatever. Yeah.
And then again, in the middle of 17, like, hey, you're a crew member of the future king of the pirates. You need to fucking chillax, lock in, get work done. Which is how I processed that. Which is why I think pathetic was on purpose. Pathetic is something that would irk the shit out of Nami. And that's what she needed. He knows Nami so well, he doesn't have to think about calling her pathetic. He just instinctually knows, if I call you pathetic, you're gonna rebel. And that's what I need you to do. I need to shake you out of this. It's like, hey, my goal is to get you out of here alive. You're not going to like the way I do it, but you're going to be alive. And then also, big Final Fantasy moment. Like I was talking about earlier, the airship rising out of the pit. Ooh, damn, if that didn't fucking tickle my jimmies. Ooh, that screams so many early Final Fantasies.
The airship is so fucking, it's cool and stupid at the same time.
It's like, it's just tacky as shit, but then you see it in all its grandioseness. It's like, oh, it's so tacky, but it's fucking rad at the same fucking time. Like, fuck, I wish you'd pick a lane. I want to hate you, but I love you at the same fucking time. Fuck. And then, again, the end of the chapter, it's like, what up, King of the Pirates, in control of what kingdom? King of the majestic oceans of the world. And then, I think Enru's gotta, like, oh shit, I gotta tow up with you. That's quite impressive. Let's finish our business here. damn, I think Enru's been on the back foot, but now this is like one of the points where he's like, oh shit, no, yeah, you're ambitious. I gotta fucking deal with that. Like, I gotta get serious. Which I think he's been serious. I think he's been serious before. This is like, he's on the back foot, but I think this is more of a reassurance of like, oh, you're not fucking around.
You can only imagine someone who's been in his position for as long as he has feels like he has nothing to worry about, and now he is.
Well, it's like the typical, like, a schoolyard bully, and then the nerd punches him, like, breaks his fucking nose.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, this is something I never expected to deal with. But yeah, that's all I got. Good fuck.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely killer opening. It starts off with Luffy standing over him, which I wrote, this would be a penalty in the modern NFL. You can't stand over someone you tackle. You can't stand over someone you break
10 yards.
Yeah, exactly. This is some unsportsmanlike shit, and I love it. So, you'd love for it to be easy. Or maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you love the struggle. But someone be like, okay, Inaru's done. And he is so not done. And I think the panel that exemplifies that the most is at the bottom of page 6, where he's holding him against the wall with the quarterstaff. That's such a cool panel. That's so fucking tough. Electricity powers to turn your weapon into whatever weapon makes sense is such a cool D&D idea. I kind of want to steal it. The fact that he's just like, whoom, and then transforms his weapon into a different weapon that works completely differently. It's hot because he's charged it up. It's so good. And then the bottom left of 10. This is a small panel. You blink and you miss it. But he's bursting out of the metal because he's using it as a conduit for his movement. And this is so cool. This is so artistic. It does exactly what it's trying to do in such a cool way. And then, okay, these next couple points are going to be kind of boring. Page 11, very cool. Page 12, super cool. Page 13, also really cool. This is a great fight sequence. I can't pick any one thing except for that.
14, kind of cool.
Let me go to 14 real quick. Yeah, less cool, but it's
talking
cool.
Lame.
Either way, these panels just get to the core of this fight. It still struggles from the same manga issue that you have to really settle down. You have to think about each panel, which doesn't lend itself to the pacing of the fight as well as the anime does. We're talking about anime versus manga. But this is great. And then Nami fretting, but the Luffy clap back was funny. It was a little off kilter, but I think ultimately I like it. And I'm not going to explain any more than that. I think I'm just going to leave it. It's on the plus side of good. And then, of course, the final page, the thing taken off is really cool, especially surrounded by all that jungle, all that fucking jungle. And it's great. So I'll go ahead and summarize with awesome action chapter. Perhaps the best, pure action chapter that I can remember. You know what? I'm welcome to some pushback. V, Dylan, and our listeners.
Whiskey Pete, when Zolo just goes to fuck off and wipes out.
Oh, yeah. Dylan has a point.
When it wipes out all the fucking normies, that shit went really hard. And at the end of it, it was like, guess I'm just going to drink this whiskey because I'm hanging out.
No, but honestly, to its credit, this was great. This was really good.
This was hot shit.
Yes, it was. It absolutely was.
Ass beating for the sake of ass beating. It's like, there's ass beating.
It's ass beating that means something. Yeah.
Love it. Love the volume so far. Can't wait to fucking finish this one because there's some good stuff. There's also some questionable stuff coming up. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring our discussion here to a close. And I want to thank V and Dylan for joining me on this. I want to thank our listeners for listening. Check us out on social media. Especially check us out on Discord. And for now, bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
Ciao, bella.